The sun is shining bright over there. I hope this video quality is half decent. So if there's one thing that I have learned through this whole COVID virus mess, is that freedom is an illusion. I said it. I'm a patriot, and I'm going to tell you, freedom is an illusion. Now, what I mean by this, they've shut down schools, they've shut down churches, they've shut down businesses. Whether or not you agree with the shutdowns is irrelevant. I'm not even addressing that, okay? Safety concerns, I fully understand. But the power of the government stepped in and shut it down. Now, to further illustrate the power of the government, I don't have a $20 bill in my pocket, but if I did, I'd show it to you and say, because the government says so, this piece of paper is worth $20. But it's not, it's just paper. I mean, there's not even gold to back it up. It's just paper that's been stamped and printed. And the U.S. government says it's worth $20. So we say, we'll spend $20. Try driving your car without a license tag. As a matter of fact, look at the sticker on that tag. Chances are it'll say, property of whatever state you're in. So while we think the car belongs to us, and we've certainly paid for it, try driving it without a license tag. See how quick they pull your license, number one. See how quick they fine you, number two. See how quick they take the car from you, just, give it to someone else. They'll do it. Let's talk about the draft. Now, Vietnam happened when I was a child, so I was not part of the draft. But to illustrate a point, the government can just snatch you up and say, come on, you got to go fight a war. You might die. In some cases, you probably will die. But you need to go fight this war. Something I noticed during the Iraq War, whenever the invasion happened, the first one, I don't know, maybe even the second one, people that retired, they were being redrafted. They were being told, yeah, we know you're retired, but we need you. Come back. No choice in the matter neither. You've done joined once, your hours permanently now. There are other issues. Let's talk about Japanese citizens in the United States during World War II. They're rounded up and locked up. These guys were citizens of the United States, yet the government locked them up. Freedom is an illusion. Government grants you your freedom regardless of what anybody else thinks or says. Government grants you your freedom, and government can take it away. We have this high and lofty ideal that the Constitution gives us our freedom, that we have natural freedoms from God. It doesn't work. It does not work that way. It's a nice red pill or blue pill illusion, but it ain't real. You go against the government and see what happens. The barrel of a gun is what you're going to be dealing with. You pay for land, a house. You spent 30 years making payments on that thing. Try not paying the taxes. Oh, sure, they'll give you several chances, but don't pay the taxes. See if that land doesn't belong to someone else. The crown will take your land and give it to someone else for a price. Everything happens for a price. Let's talk about the presidential power, separation of powers. The Trail of Tears. The United States government rounded up American Indians, Cherokee, made a march across the United States. Thousands died. Told them, we're putting you in a new place, whether you like it or not. The Supreme Court disagreed and said, no, this is not constitutional. President Jackson said, what you going to do? Enforce it. Supreme Court couldn't enforce it. They couldn't do nothing about it. It was unconstitutional. It was ruled as unconstitutional. Guess what? Government did what it wanted anyway. Those poor Indians got moved, and part of my people are over in Oklahoma on reservations still. And the part of my people that decided not to identify as Indians, they're running free around here. We're doing okay for ourselves. And then there's this. I hear people say, well, if the government goes too far, we got guns. We could do something about it. Take on the United States Army, Marines, Navy. What are you going to do? You're not going to do nothing. We had a whole group of states try that one time. It didn't work out too good for them. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You can't take on the military. You can give that up. It ain't going to happen. You're not going to do nothing. I see people talking all the time about, well, we need to do this and we need to do that. You're not going to do nothing. It's going to take a whole lot more, Lord, I don't even know where to go with this, than armed resistance I'm not even advocating for that because I think that's silly and suicide. Let me tell you something. When I was in the Army, I was in Korea. And when you're north of the 38th parallel, or right at the 38th parallel, I should say, north of the Imjin River, your mission is a DIP mission. That means die in place. If you're stationed in that area and the North Koreans come across, your mission is to fight to the death. The given being that you will die, because all you're trying to do is slow them down while South Korea evacuates. That's all your job is, a die in place mission. If you think you're going to resist the United States military to any significant amount, you have put yourself in a die in place mission and you'll not even win. At least those in Korea that would do this have an eye on the battle being won. So you can't do that. You can't fight the government. You can't, you know, arm yourself to the teeth. It just won't do you no good. Pockets of resistance, it ain't gonna happen. Best thing you can do is still, it's the only thing that we can do, other than pray, is vote for the best candidate. And honestly, there ain't that many of them. I don't even like, it's sad. It's really sad. But you know what? With that being said, if Your Majesty don't mind, I've got my permission slip. I don't need it though, and I'm gonna take me a ride.